Season 2s of Fortnite are strange. They often get overshadowed by the previous season being spectacular and the following season being garbage. Aside from the first two chapters, Season 2s aren't really discussed very often in the community, but when they do come up, it's usually as a hidden gem that was lost to time. For instance, take the second season of Chapter 4. Amazing theme, good map changes, and revolutionary new weapons all made this season a standout of the chapter. However, when asking someone about their favorite season of that chapter, it will almost always be either Season 1 or 4. If anyone says Season 3 is their favorite, then they're just lying, let's be real. Season 2 seems to always fly under the radar, and aside from one major outlier, this is also the case for every chapter. So where does Chapter 6 Season 2 fit in? When this season first started, it was criticized for being lazy. Being yet another heist-themed season, fans were quick to call out Fortnite for simply reusing old ideas instead of creating something new. This was a fair critique, but with Fortnite's storyline being so far from the focus these days, I don't really mind seasons having similar themes, as long as they're fun to play. Chapter 6 Season 2 is a prime example of this concept, because while we've opened vaults for loot in numerous seasons before this one, it still felt fresh. Not only was the entire unlocking process reworked to be much longer and more interactive, they also made the switch from having an absurd amount of loot to focusing more on currency. Dilbits and gold were plenty in these vaults, which could be used at various black markets around the island to purchase the high-tier weapons that you would normally expect to find in one of these vaults. Additionally, you could purchase a variety of guns, meds, and utility items in these black markets. Overall, I would say this is a very good mechanic. It finally allows gold to have more of a use than simply just buying big pots and patch-ups and reload. There were also a plethora of unique mythic and exotic items that could be purchased in these black markets, which range from mediocre to absolutely broken. These items spice up the gameplay so much and really make this season stand out when compared to others. Unlike Chapter 4 Season 4, where you would see exotics maybe like once every few matches, this season they are everywhere, and it is a very welcome change. Other new mechanics this season include Gold Rush, an effect that allows players to sprint and harvest faster, armored trucks that roam the map and function very similar to vaults, and of course, the Kneecapper, aka the baseball bat, aka the item that carries on the legacy of the Typhoon Blade, aka the spammy no-skill item that everyone hates. When used as a mobility item, the bat is actually pretty fun. That being said, fighting anyone who uses the bat as a weapon is miserable and will absolutely tilt you every time it happens. It takes literally no skill to spam the charge attack, and not only does it knock the opponent back and deal way too much damage, but it also goes through walls? Like, hello? I don't know who thought that was a good idea. The only method to not get caught out by the bat is to try and keep your distance, which isn't easy when they run faster by simply having an out. Bat spammers made some fights this season very annoying, but it wasn't a big enough problem to completely kill the vibes of the season, at least for me. Now let's talk a bit about the new POIs that were added this season. Crime City is the best new POI in terms of available loot. Not only does it have a good amount of chests and a bank vault, but the train also starts every match in Crime City. There's a black market directly north of the city too. If you can secure both the vault and the train, you will be absolutely stacked with a mythic sentinel pump and more than enough gold to purchase whatever you need from the black market. The layout is good and the vibes are high. Crime City is an 8 out of 10. Next is Outlaw Oasis. I have to admit, I've dropped here like maybe 2 times, and both of those were on day 1 of the season. So take my critique with a grain of salt. It's not so much that I dislike this place, but the fact is I really only drop like 3 POIs on a regular basis on this map, those being Masked Meadows, Crime City, and Lone Wolf Lair. That aside, I do like the feel of this place a lot. It's a resort POI with hot tubs and geysers, and everything is just kinda chill there. The loot isn't too bad, but it doesn't have a vault. It's also on the edge of the map, which usually means you're gonna have to rotate pretty far out of it. Overall, I would say Outlaw Oasis is a 6 out of 10. Again, I don't ever go there, so maybe it's secretly a god POI, I wouldn't even know. Shiny Shafts is quite the interesting location, not just because of its questionable name, but also the fact that half of it is underground. The grind rails here make it fast to move around, but are also kind of annoying when they accidentally grab you all the time. I don't drop here a lot either, but it is a good spot with a lot of loot. There is no bank vault here, but it is pretty close to the black market that's north of Crime City, so you can stop there if you need even more loot. I would put Shiny Shafts at a 7 out of 10, just a bit better than Outlaw Oasis. Finally, we have Lone Wolf Lair. This is basically a big house on a hill. It sounds kinda lame, but it's actually a really well designed POI, and it has a good amount of loot as well as a vault. Off-spawn fights here are always a little scuffed because there are like a million different rooms that you can hide in, but that also makes them kind of fun in a way. Rotating out of here is no problem. You even have a launchpad spawn that can get you close to the black market by magic mosses. Good design, great loot, fun to fight at. I would say Lone Wolf Lair is a solid 8 out of 10. Overall, very solid map changes this season, ignoring the removal of Bird, of course. May it rest in peace. As far as new items go, there were quite a few. Instead of sitting here for 20 minutes ranting about why each one of them is amazing or terrible, I've decided to give you a rapid-fire round of my ratings for each new item. If you wish to argue my ratings, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I might be swayed to change my mind. Without further ado, here we go. Bad. Okay. Good, but the other RAM is better. Why would you use this over a mammoth pistol? Good, but it should be called an SMG. The name is where this gun belongs. Why is this in build mode? Incredibly useful. Very strong, but not overpowered. Probably the best med item when stacked. It's fine, I guess. This gun can suck my Absolute banger of a weapon. 10 out of 10. I never used this, but it seems alright. Bad shotgun with not a very useful effect. Good, but why do you have to lead the shot? Busted if you have good aim. 400 chug jug. All I need to say. Good because it's a hunting rifle. The stink really does nothing. Insanely broken when used correctly. The best weapon in the game without a doubt. Get this out of my face. Seems good, but I've never even seen it. Very odd idea. Picked it up once, but never really used it. I think that's everything that was new this season, but if I did miss anything, let me know in the comments and I'll leave my review on it there. In conclusion, Chapter 6 Season 2 was a very fun season, and has brought a lot of new ideas to the table that worked really well. Weapons like the shockwave rocket and rift launchers were so fun to use and easily make this season one of the better ones for me. While there were certainly annoying aspects like the bat and the abundance of useless shotguns, I feel like those are far outweighed by all of the positive changes we got this season. I would say this Season 2 definitely continues the trend of being a bit of a hidden gem, and for that, I say it is a banger! Be sure to leave your thoughts on this season down in the comments below. I'm interested to hear what you guys thought about it. That's all I've got for today. Subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!